It's a very, very small group of people, many of them clueless.
Hi everybody, it's Gene Simmons, and you're not. This is Kiss My Collectibles podcast, but you know that.
Click T when you want a t-shirt. Click T, accessories too. Click T, any way you want it now at clicktshop.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Kiss My Collectibles. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason Herndon, and with me, not happily, but as always, because he has record store day in the morning, is Joe Lalich.
And
Joe
always not happily, regardless of record store day or not.
It's not just for that excuse, yeah. Joe's got to get up early in the morning, and we record late at night, so, but, he was kind enough to jump on with me when Nicholas had to bail. He was out in town and didn't, wasn't able to be on with us. So, so thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
Of course, always glad to be here.
Joining us on the show today, or tonight, or whenever we're watching this, are two guys that have been on before. Two of my favorite guys, and we'll talk about John Hadjis first. So John Hadjis is on here, and I don't know where he's at. John's from Toronto, Canada.
Guys.
Yeah, and he's a major collector, guys. You've seen his collector spotlight in the past, and he's got a lot of amazing stuff. And we didn't even scrape the surface of it when he was with us last time. But so John is rejoining us for this kind of special episode that I'll explain a little bit more now. Alain Bellicha is back with us for, I think this is probably your fourth or fifth time on the show, Alan. I think it's been
amazing.
Since
you can call me Alain 5 then.
That's right.
Konnichiwa. Hello everyone.
Hello, and so Alan joins us from Japan, and the reason Alan is here is to talk about the 5th anniversary of his wonderful book, Kiss in Japan. Woohoo! Yeah.
I love that cover.
Yes.
It's really cool. That
Thank
cover
you.
photo's great. Nicely done.
Thank you.
We'll get into all of that information shortly, where you can get it, how you can buy it, why he did it, what is different, what's new, all of that stuff, So, but on this episode, we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to skip what's in the box. We're going to skip all of that stuff that we normally do, because we got a lot of territory to cover, and Joe's got to get up early.
That's right. But go to Click T shop and buy the cool stuff.
Yeah, our groups, all that.
All that. Yeah.
You know
cool.
what it is. So
yeah.
But let's just get into it. So, Alan, 5 years, Kiss in Japan, right?
That's right. My first attempt at self-publishing a Kiss book was in 2015, and the book I always wanted to read was Kiss in Japan. And 5 years later, I thought it was a great time to revisit 5th anniversary, 45th anniversary of Kiss, the band in Japan. And so many things have happened since the first edition. And I thought it was a great opportunity to revisit and upgrade, update, and revise this book. And like Joe mentioned, I'm particularly proud and happy of the cover, featuring this classic shot from Bob Gruen that I was able to license for the cover, and it's all you like about Kiss in Japan in 160 pages from 1975 to 2019, and it's including, as you can see, a real obi and an exclusive poster. It's it's honestly it's amazing. It's not objective, of course, but I really love what I was able to do with this book, and most important, the feedback from other people has been great so far. So that's my plug right there.
He loves it if he does say so himself.
Well,
Objectively, all
that-
in all, objective.
That's right.
yes, and we had you on the show, when you did the first books and second printings and third printings and all of that stuff, and it's one of my go-to books. So especially collecting vinyl and learning all the differences in the obies, and it's a wealth of information for the collectors out there. Not just it's all of the information about Kiss in Japan, but for collectors, it's really a guidebook to understanding all of the differences in what you need to get and collect and all of that. So I wanted to ask Alan. I know that you've got, it's a different format size. You've got the Bob Rubin photos, which we'll talk about a little bit, and I know it's got all of the information from the end of the last one till 2019. But did you go back and were there anything that any information you needed to correct, or any information you needed to update? Did you do anything like that as far as editing in the book?
In terms of text, yes, there were a couple of revisions, things that I didn't know 5 years ago that I added, things that I corrected, that I had little not the full picture at that time. The story really is the same, and the main differences are some of the details.
Right.
I was able to find a lot more magazines in 5 years, a lot more rare items that I was able to scan and put pictures on. So it's a nice way to revisit the book and maybe get hopefully the final overall overview from hell, if I could say so myself.
Sure.
From Kiss, from the beginning till the end. It's the amount of stuff that I was able to discover over the last 5 years is insane. And still, if I may tell you and share with you an incredible story that happened to me just 2 days ago, I did not even know on the last podcast that I recorded with Julian from Kiss FAQ, a Japanese fan who bought the book. He's bought all my books. He's been a very good customer. He reached out to me and he said, I've read all your book. They're amazing. There's one thing that you don't talk about, and I wonder if you know. And I said, what is it? And he told me what it was, and my eyes popped up, and I couldn't wait. He said, I can send it to you. I said, yes, please. So he sent it to me.
Oh, and your phone fell over.
But can you guess what's in there?
I'm going
to. Is it a show or is it audio?
It's video.
So it's 8mm footage from '78.
It's well, honestly, I'm not a huge collector of bootlegs and 8mm, so I don't know if this stuff has been traded in circles of the people in the know, the elite, the few, or whatever. This is 25 minutes of Kyoto '77.
Oh wow!
Put by, I don't know who put it together, but 3 days ago I didn't know this existed, and now I have a copy. It's 25 minutes, 8mm film of the day in Kyoto, the arena outside, the fans walking to the arena, waiting in line, in makeup, holding the program, and a solid 20 minutes of Kiss live in Kyoto.
Wow. With or without sound?
Well, I don't know who made it. It's obviously a very old bootleg, and they actually mixed the sound of Kiss Alive and the Young Music Show, so it's not synced.
Yeah. So it was silent. It was silent film that they shot, and they synced to it. Got it.
Yes, because it's cut out, like typical 8mm, but it's for the time, if it was made in the late 70s, there is some kind of production value. It's they cut through the middle with more footage of the fans and the arena, and at the end of the when the show ends, they're still filming the fan who got the smashed guitar and people leaving the arena. So it's incredible that 43 years later, just a fan said, "Oh, I really liked your books, but you never mentioned Kyoto 77 video. Would you like a copy?" Yes, please, I would like a copy. So I got that
So the
3 days ago.
So the burning question for a bootleg collector is, did he ask you not to trade it out? You don't have to answer that on air.
Jason's asking for a friend, by the way.
Yeah,
He's asking for.
I know a guy who. That's amazing, Alan. That's really amazing.
It's really amazing. Just to show you that discovering things of Kiss in Japan after 43 years has not ended yet.
It's a testament to the impact of the band, and just, I mean, the things that we've learned, through the show, and just that people learn day after day. It's amazing how much stuff is out there, and how even the elite collectors are finding things that, we didn't even know exists, and you wonder what else is out there.
Exactly.
There was a big thing that just happened here in Michigan where a guy had passed away and had given his son some tapes, and he was a soundboard engineer. And the tapes had moved around with him for years. And the kid then found the box of tapes that his dad had given him. So he took them and started listening to them. And it was the last show that the original Stooges played together at a festival in Michigan. That There had always been these rumors about. So they took it to Third Man Records, and Third Man Records restored it and actually released it. It's the Stooges live at Goose Lake. But that was in 1971. So in somebody's garage or basement or barn, there's stuff all over the place. Audio, video, collectibles that we've never seen. I mean, who knows? So it is cool as you almost become an archaeologist in a way, especially when you're putting a book like this together. You're really, combing through the fine stuff to see what's out there,
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible how Alan is actually living in Japan right now and actively searching the stuff out, and is still blown away by what he uncovers sometimes.
That's the thing, right? Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to show you something else. Maybe it's not that as exciting as the DVD, but have you ever heard of this magazine called New Light Music?
I have not.
No, I've not either.
And
Neither
3 months ago, I hadn't either. It's a Japanese magazine. This one is June 76. And I went to a used record store. They have the second floor are prints and posters and magazines and all that. And someone just sold his or her whole collection of this magazine. I had never seen this title before in 20 years in Japan. This one has an ad for Kiss, of course. That's why I bought it. But who knows what else exists? What else was there at the time that still needs to come out? It never stops. And another reason I thought doing the book, the second edition, was because there had been so many other things, little things, nothing earth-shattering like they did a secret show in 1982.
Sure.
But new articles, new clippings, new poster. I found a new poster from Victor Casablanca that no one has ever seen.
Wow.
That no one knew about.
Yeah. And you're going to show that.
See it?
Of course we would like to see it.
We don't.
No. We're good, man. Yeah.
Okay. All right, bye.
So before you show it, what's the story?
Yeah.
How did you find it? Yeah.
Oh, it was an auction, of course.
Okay.
I've had some really, really lucky auctions, and well, we're among geeks, so I will share that with you. That I had a dream once that I would find an auction of a guy who worked in the record stores in the 70s and had kept all his Kiss posters, and that he would sell them and that I would buy it. And that actually happened to me.
Wow.
I actually bought a set of 8 posters from Victor Casablanca that a guy put on sale.
Wow.
It actually happened. So just that's a parenthesis. So as a preamble to the poster I'm going to show you, you need to know about this one, which people have seen, I'm sure.
Love it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second 1975 second Victor record poster. So it's quite big, as you can see. I don't know how much you can see from the screen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be very big. So this is obviously a very cool 1975 live shot. And this was this first appeared in magazines as a present, as a promo, end of 75, so around the time of the Alive release. And what I found this year or last year is the little brother or the little sister, which is a calendar size.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Set from 1976. It's the same photo, obviously, but you see there's a logo in there. And there are the months of the calendar on the side. It's small-ish, but I've never seen any other Kiss poster in this form and shape of a calendar before.
Wow.
And I showed it to John, I think, on message a couple months ago. He had never seen it. I showed it to Mark.
I didn't share it with anybody.
Thank you. I showed it to Mark Kinney. He had never seen it either. So if anyone's out there and has a copy, I'd love to know. But as far as I know, this is the only copy I've ever encountered and found, and nobody knew about for 44 years.
Wow.
I did not. When Alan shared it with me, I was like, what the?
Yep.
Because I know the 2 variations of the poster that he showed, with the lucky and then without the lucky in the bottom hand corner. That was a giveaway, the lucky for certain fans. But I had not known of the calendar until Alan shared it with me.
So the calendar poster, Alan, is it a poster that was rolled? Is it folded? Did it come in a magazine? Was it
No, it's not a magazine. It's definitely not a magazine. It's too large to be from a magazine.
Okay.
There's no signs of staples in the middle.
Okay.
It looks like it was rolled and given at the time. It doesn't seem to come from a calendar from other months as well. Mm-hmm. Like it would be with dotted lines on the top. It's a standalone, small size Victor Casablanca poster from '76. It's a bit strange that they date it so much. I mean, you have the months of the summer months of '76. So I guess they were thrown away by 2 months later, really.
It's just amazing to me that something that was handed out as a promotional item would fly under the radar for 45 years. That no one would ever lay eyes on that. That blows my mind.
Yeah. If we probably don't want to talk about the current situation and the pandemic, but a lot of people stayed home here. A lot of people opened their attics, looked at their storage, and came out. Recently, I think on the page, on the group collectibles, a woman was selling 5 Kiss stickers she had found in the drawer sometime at some point. And of course, I grabbed them. And those were stickers, promo stickers handed out at the Udo offices when you bought the Kiss tickets. And just like that, I think 42, 43 years later, she found them in the drawer, put them for sale. And there were a lot of examples like that. So,
wow.
People have been keeping stuff, and I guess this year they thought it was time to let them go, and that's how it happens very often.
It's fascinating. It's just fascinating.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
And it all goes back to what we had spoken to a couple of times before, how much rarities are just sitting in people's vinyl that we don't know because they haven't looked at it in 20 years and so on and so forth. It's just, some people might have a few small things that they don't know how rare they are.
Well, and to me also, a poster like that, it sort of recalibrates what we think of as rare, right? Things become rare to me because, yes, they are scarce, but people also talk them up, right? And so a lot of people start looking for them. But something like that poster could be rarer than almost any poster. If the whole Kiss community has been out there collecting, asking people, scouring the earth for something like that, right? Just really anything Kiss. I mean, you know how it is. I was at a garden center, was talking to a woman, and she said, yeah, I went to Cadillac High School. I was there when they did all the stuff. I have the flyers. And so stuff like that keeps coming out of the woodwork. But it's just interesting how, to me, that could be one of the rarest posters. I mean, you've been in Japan 20 years and you've never seen it. And you're one of the elite collectors. John, you're an elite collector. You've never laid eyes on it. So it's amazing how rare something like that has to be, because we're all looking for anything Kiss, And
Alan knows, him and I are actively hunting for stuff like this.
Oh, sure.
When Alan had sent me a picture of the Originals 2 poster, the Victor poster that he had, I lost my marbles. I've never seen it until Alan showed it to me.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I showed it to because I couldn't believe my own eyes either. I sent it to Jacques from Backstage Auction. Said, "Have you seen it? Have you ever seen this?" And he said, "Holy fucking shit, no, I have not." It was insane, because we almost didn't know about about posters promoting albums. There weren't many seen.
Yeah.
There's one for Love Gun that we know. There's one for The Elder that we know. Now there's one from Originals too. Surely there must be one for Rock and Roll Over or Double Platinum.
You would think.
But Dynasty, I haven't seen them either. So Creatures of the Night is a famous one. Killers is a famous one. Yeah. It's almost impossible to think that there is no promo poster for Double Platinum or Rock and Roll Over. If there was one for
in-store, it's also a difficult one.
Yes. So
but who knows though? Because you could go back to like American pressings and say, well, there's a press kit for the first 3 albums, and there's a press kit for Destroyer On, but there's not a press kit for Alive. Why?
Yes, we have to remember that Kiss promotion was never a science.
That's right.
We can only make assumptions. And some people ask me, why is this poster folded? Why is this poster rolled?
Right.
We don't know, and they didn't know, and they honestly probably didn't care at the time. I'm seeing behind John's the Victor box. I spoke to a Kiss fan, a Japanese Kiss fan, who was a dealer of items. He had never seen it when he lived in Tokyo in '78. He had never seen that Victor box promo back then. You can argue that most Kiss fans were junior high school. They maybe didn't pay attention. They didn't have the information. But it looks like this box was only in certain areas, in certain stores, like department stores. Record had department stores. It was not. I've never seen a written explanation of what it is. Usually it would be in the flyer or in the promotion.
Sure.
Description of the album. For every other, they say there's going to be a paper gun, there's going to be a poster, there's going to be stickers. There's no mention anywhere about that box for solo LPs. So it was not a science, and we can assume there was a Double Platinum promo poster. We can assume there was a Rock and Roll, but maybe there wasn't. Until we find one, we'll never know.
Well, and to me, when you go back to Scarcity too, we've talked about the Double Platinum Australia, the white Double Platinum from Australia, and how, Jason, you've had connections in Australia for years who have been customers of yours.
All of us have.
Yeah, but you've had record stores actively looking for you for what, 10 years, 15 years more?
10 years.
Yeah,
10 years.
For 10 years, and they've never seen it. So when people who make money selling records, or people who make money selling Kiss items, or people who sell, like the Backstage Auction guy, right? These people have ostensibly seen you would think everything, quote unquote, everything, right? And when they haven't seen something, that's like off the charts rare and crazy, because it's their business or our business to sell that stuff, Yeah. And so those are the people who see the bulk of things. It's one thing for a collector to be trying to find something on eBay or, a Yahoo Japan auction or something, but when people have all this material going through their hands day after day after day to make money from it, that's when something is extremely rare.
Sure.
So let's as we do on the show, Alan, let's take a step back and let's talk about the origin of the book as it started, and then what moved you to make the second part of the addendum to the book and the second version of it. And then John, let's move on to, and then both John and Alan, we can talk about some of the crazy rare stuff you guys have brought on the show.
The origin of the book was really the kind of discussion we were having.
Yeah.
When I joined Facebook quite late, and I would see groups saying, "Hey, where is this poster from? Do you know which album it was in? Oh, I found this sheet of stickers," and I would spend my time, being nice and polite and replying, "Oh, this should be in the Love Gun. This is this." And then I thought, I asked a group of Japanese fans, "Is there a catalog? Is there a book? Has anyone ever cataloged the story of Kiss items in Japan?" And no one could come up with a good answer. And I said, well, maybe I should do it. That's how pure and how naive and how innocent it started for me to go on this adventure, because it's been quite an adventure. And after that, I started looking. Of course, I'd been a collector for many years. I had been in Japan for 15 years. I tried to get some names. And the first big break was finding the name of the Victor Records label manager for Kiss. And when I met him and I interviewed him, I was just blown away. There were a lot of things he couldn't remember, but the stuff he remembered, it was so cool. I said, I think I have material for a book. And he gave me the phone number of the guy who ran the Kiss fan club from 75 to 78.
Wow.
That blew my mind times 3. So I knew I had material for the book. The next step was find good photos. And thanks to another connection who connected me with Shinko Music, I was able to get licensed photos from Shinko Music in 2015. And that's how it all came together. I had an idea to catalog the vinyl and the items, the inside story of the history of Kiss in Japan, and the photos too, because you need photos when it's a Kiss book. So that was the story of Kiss in Japan, first edition. Second edition, 5 years later, I was able. The cherry on top was getting photos from Bob Gruen. Sure. Everybody should know who Bob Gruen is.
Yes.
And this is just I just can't think of a better photo to put on the cover. It was a dream come true. Honestly,
I love it.
I was able to go to his studio last year, spend hours looking just at the Kiss in Japan files. Not for this book. Honestly, the project was for something else. Was to do an official Kiss Expo with Sony Music for the End of the Road, but it didn't go through. But I had seen those photos, and I just felt I needed to get them out of the files and print them and share it with everyone. And that's what I did, and I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy about it.
So how many photos were you able to license from him and include in the book?
I wish I had. I'll give a diplomatic answer. I wish I had been able to license more.
Fair enough.
How many ended up in the book, ballpark? 10, 20, 30, 50?
About 20.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That's great. That's
good.
I'll show you a classic one. I'm not going to show you the super rare one, obviously.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Although it's been out already. But, I don't know which one should I really show. Well, the one everybody knows. One of the one everybody knows. It's at the in front of the Buddha. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was just and there's an outtake here with the bodyguards. So
That
yeah,
is
this
so
one is
cool.
also in there, and of course it's a full page because it totally deserves to be on a full page.
Yeah. So before we get to, we don't want to throw this at the end. Maybe we'll throw it in right now. So I think I saw somewhere where you said or posted or something that you've sold through. How much have you sold through already? Just in 50%?
Right now, I think I'm close to 70% already sold out, already
So-
sold.
So
If you're on the fence, jump and order.
yeah.
It's the only slight issue we're having right now is I cannot ship immediately to the US and to Australia for restrictions by the government. Not my fault. The book is printed, it's in hand, ready to go. It's already arrived in Europe and the UK. But if you're interested, if you have the first one, many people have the first one. They have the second one now. They also love it. If you didn't have the first one, I can guarantee you will love the second one. So if you like Kiss in Japan, it's I think a great book to have. And if you don't like to read, just look at the photos. It's also very cool.
Right. So where should we send them? Because I know,
Yes, you can.
Go ahead.
You can email me at balish@gmail.com, BALISH@gmail.com. I will reply and send you all the information. The one copy of the book is 5,200 yen, Japanese yen. That includes airmail register shipping to most countries. So 5,200 Japanese yen for one copy, including shipping to most countries. If you buy two, it's about $50 per copy, including shipping.
Yeah.
That's why you took the calculator. Yeah, I figured. Yes.
I was just going to say I'm not good at math, but I think that's like $784 US, something like that, right?
For 754 US, I'll send you a plate of sushi with it.
So, Joe, if that's 700 American, then it's about 2,000 Canadian.
Exactly right.
Well, $700 will buy you. I think you can get 20. I can send you a box of 20 books for that price.
Okay.
I
Something
personally
like
bought
that.
3 copies.
I bought 2,
I bought 3.
and I get to suffer because I'm in the U.S. and I can't.
Yes, I'm suffering too. I wish I could ship them immediately.
I bought the last book. I buy all things print as far as Kiss goes, like any new books and any of that kind of stuff that comes out. So I bought the first book. I haven't bought this one yet, but that 30% remaining has me sweating a little bit over here. So you'll be hearing from me shortly after the episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. Have you announced, or do you want to announce how many books you've printed, or do you keep that close to the vest?
I like to keep that shrouded in mystery. I think it
yeah.
adds to the Kiss mystique.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can say it's about between half and a third of the first edition. So it's really a limited edition.
Okay.
This is like I've always said, this is not a business for me as much as it is a passion.
Sure.
And I don't want to inundate the it's not a magazine. It's a limited edition for the fans, and if you just print thousands and thousands of a limited edition, it doesn't make any sense. So
Sure, of course
you keeping it real. It's the best way for everyone.
Of course, because you've done it, but you can also create additional limited editions by changing something. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, let's give him some hell about that right now, everybody.
If you are you referring to my first edition, perhaps?
yes, and
Yes,
second edition and third edition of your first
the
edition.
the reason was, first of all, I did not expect the immediate success it had. And when I saw someone selling it on eBay and someone buying it for $180,
Yeah, I remember.
I was heartbroken. I felt really bad. The original price was $25.
Yeah.
Right.
And someone turns around. I mean, okay, it's capitalist, whatever, free country. I get it. But the point was not to get people to pay $180 for the book. So I did the second printing because the demand was there.
Yeah.
Right.
And it sold out. And so I did the third printing because the demand was still there. And that was 5 years ago. So
I thought it was brilliant. Exactly. I thought it was brilliant.
Yep.
And I bought, because you followed the tradition of the OBs.
Yes,
with your Victor red OB and then the yellow Polystar OB. And then,
I thought that was a really cool, tribute to that. It wasn't planned. I never planned to do a second printing, never planned to do a second cover. But I thought, hey, since it's a re-edition, let me change the OB color like it was from Victor to Polystar. And then when the third printing said, oh, well, what's next? The Crazy Collection OB. So it all went almost scripted, although it was totally unprepared and unplanned. So it worked out well in the end.
And it's also easy for people on the outside to say, oh, he's just printing this for money, or we've talked about it a lot on this show with some of the limited edition Ace releases and things that we've done. There's a lot of discussions that go into how many should we print. We're doing pre-orders, we're not doing pre-orders. All of those things go into it. And then when you have a surprise success like this, and you actually from your heart are going, hey, I want to get this out to more people so they don't have to be paying exorbitant prices on eBay, it's easy for people to then take that and go, oh, limited edition isn't limited. But yeah, there really is a reason behind it, and you're really trying to help get a book that you didn't expect to have the success that it had get into more hands, which I think is really cool of you actually to be, printing them again. So kudos to you for that. That's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
For the the OCD and all of us collectors, I had we had to have all three. I did.
It's just in our blood.
So when you put out the yellow OB of the second edition of the second edition,
absolutely now. And even if I wanted, and even if someone when the show is over and I see someone orders 100 copies and it sold out, it sells out in tomorrow or whatever, I can't do a second printing. Especially the Bob Gruen licensing it has tied me as just a one thing.
Yeah.
So it's there. You will not see a second printing of the second edition coming from me. Maybe it's from bootleggers in Russia. I don't know. I hope not, but not from me.
Right.
That's fair enough.
Yes,
right.
It is. It's that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's right. All right, so let's talk about some rare Japanese stuff.
Yes, that's why I'm here.
Yes.
John, please.
What do you got, man? Show us some cool stuff.
You know what? We literally put this together in 48 hours?
48 hours, yeah.
I was sitting at home. It was late at night, and Alan just texts me. He goes, "Hey, man, what's going on?" I go, "Not much." And he goes, "When are we going to see the posters?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm waiting for your book to come." And we were talking. And then I threw it out there. I go, "We should just go on the show together." And he goes, "Yeah, man, let's do it." He goes, "I got a book to sell." I go, "Give me 5 minutes. Let me text Jason." I text Jason and I go, Alan wants to come on the show, me and him. And he's like, "Do you?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, let me talk to the guys." Texts me back, goes, "All right, let's do it." And I go, "Okay." He goes, "Friday good?" I go, "Friday's good." Then I text back Alan, "It's all good. Let's do it on Friday." Then I'm sitting around and I go, "Holy shit, we got a show to put
what the hell have I gotten myself into?
We've got a show to put together. I've got work to do. And we put it together. So I started grabbing a whole bunch of stuff. I put it together, and we'll try and show some stuff and talk, and it will be the passion of what really got us to the next level of collecting Japanese stuff. And I think you and I talked about it before, Jason. What started it all for me that completely blew my mind, because I had never seen it because there was no internet back then.
You're ringing, John.
Sorry. There was no internet back then, so you would go to a record convention or a collection and you would just see stuff. And there was a guy that lived in Montreal, which is, 5-hour drive from Toronto, that would actually fly to Japan, buy vinyl, put it in suitcases, fly back, and then do the record conventions. Think about a guy buying 100 pieces of vinyl, how heavy it is. So I go to a record convention. It's not even a Kiss convention. It's just a regular convention. Sure. And there's a guy, and he's got this sitting there. And I looked at it, and I go, what is this? He goes, it's from Japan. And he proceeded to open it for me, showed me the obi, the lyric sheet, and as soon as he unfolded the poster, I told you, Jason, that's it. That was the end of it. The heroin addiction started. So I bought this. This was the first expensive piece of vinyl that I bought.
Right.
And that's what started me on the Japanese.
And what year was that, John? 88? 90?
No. It was earlier than that. It was 87, 88.
87, 88. That's usually
I hadn't turned 20 yet.
Right.
I hadn't turned 20 yet. So I remember I was still just, and I remember seeing it because I remember just working a couple days a week, and when I heard the price tag, I told you this, I had to walk away from the guy, then hide some money in another pocket, then go back, make the offer, and I got it. And that's exactly what started the madness.
Right.
With the Japanese stuff for me. And then from that, the next piece that was completely devastating, and you and I have talked about it, Jason, was this. This was the second piece of vinyl I bought.
Right. And that's the piece for me that introduced me to Japanese collecting in vinyl when I first saw it in Everybody Get Your Drinks Ready, Danny Dabbs' collection.
Yeah.
When I was little.
Story.
Yeah, and it was, I was, thank you, and I was, does that say fuck it? Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, I've told the story before, but just, Alan, you all right? You following it out?
Yeah. No, I'm all right.
Okay.
I was getting my drink.
You're getting your fucking up too.
Cheers.
By everyone.
Yeah, cheers. So yeah, so I was over at Danny's house. I was probably 11 years old, and I was looking around, and I see his records, and they're stacked up, and the front record he had was the originals too, and I was like, what the hell is that? And he was like, oh, it's from Japan.
Yeah.
And he shows it to me. Man, I coveted that thing, and when he sold his collection, that was one of the, I didn't have a whole lot of money when I was 16 when he was selling his collection, but that was one of the things that I saved my money and paid for.
I think we talked about it, Jason. We both paid $300 at the time.
$300. I still have it's so crazy now because back then, $300 was insane for a record, and now the originals too it's a $225, $250 record all day long.
Yeah, it's amazing how accessible some of that stuff has become over the years with the advent of the internet and all that kind of stuff. The thing for me that got me interested, or at least the first piece of Japanese merchandise I ever had, were the Music Life magazines.
Yeah.
I used to get those flyers from the dealers back in the late 80s, early 90s, right? They would just be mailed to the house with all the Kiss stuff that would be in them. And when I saw those, I was like, oh, I have to have them because, again, I'm really interested in all the print stuff. So those, I think, if we were ever going to do an Essentials episode on, Japanese Kiss stuff, to me, the Music Life Japanese Kiss specials have to be, one of the core pieces for a Japanese collector,
I can't agree more. I can't agree more. The 77 one literally changed my life.
Yeah,
and the quality of the photos, like in America, you just had never seen anything like that. It just blew my mind when I saw those photos.
I could not believe I didn't know much about Japan when I first got it. I said, what country on earth can create such an amazing print, an amazing book on a Kiss tour, 160 pages, like you said, the quality of the photo, glossy paper.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, I just could not believe they went through that that extent of making such a collectible item, it really was for me a shock almost of discovering Kiss, and made me want to learn Japanese. It's plain and simple.
No doubt, because those photos, even back then, that stuff was elusive. You just didn't see photos of the band that were that candid, the on-stage shots, all that. You just had never seen. Typically in America, we got the same kind of press photos over and over and over, or product photos over and over and over again. And this thing comes out and just, it was crazy. So that was the thing that got me interested in Japanese Kiss collecting. Although, I'm not more than a Kiss, Japanese Kiss vinyl collector, but that was one of the things certainly that moved me to get interested in that stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's move through and see some other cool stuff.
You know how people say you have a certain attachment to certain things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll give you an example. We're going to go off track for just 1 second, but I'll talk about what moves me. Like, you both have this, right?
Yep.
Correct. I have it thanks to Joe.
Yeah.
I used to have it.
It's an extremely rare piece of vinyl.
Yeah.
For us to have. But it doesn't excite me as much as owning these two. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had to pick between owning that or these, I would go for these, even though I know they're not as rare.
That's an interesting take.
Because it doesn't have that emotional attachment.
Absolutely. It's
back to that age where I was 18 and it blew my mind. Right?
It's the sentimentality of it, for sure.
I know it's much rarer.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that emotional attachment to me. So it's not the dollar signs for me on that one. Yeah. It's the emotional attachment to it.
Yeah, I think the first time that I saw the Lo Mejor de Kiss record, from Argentina, by the way, for those that are watching, if you haven't seen it, I think the first time I actually saw that and knew that existed was on Julian's FAQ, the old website.
Yes.
In the discography section, probably in the early 2000s. Maybe the late 90s or something like that. That's the first place I ever saw it. I didn't know it existed before that. Mm-hmm. So just like you said, I don't have an emotional attachment to that. I was just like, wow, that's cool. That's another Kiss record I've never seen. But, I was much older then. So it's all of that stuff that takes us back to being a kid, when I was 11 and seeing that stuff in Danny's house going, how the hell did you get that? So
I also have a very strong emotional attachment to the originals because I ordered it by mail to someone. I had never seen it. He just listed originals from Japan with OB. I didn't even know what an OB was, and it said sticker, trading cards. I was like, oh my God, what is this? And I remember waiting up to 8 weeks. Every day I would go to look at the mailbox and said, is this ever going to show up? I just couldn't wait. There was not even a picture. I just imagined what a album called The Originals from Japan, 3 LPs, post sticker, credit cards. So I was waiting, and one day I just walked from school. It was raining, it was cold, I was hungry. I opened the mailbox and I see this big yellow square package. Wow. I was like, oh, finally. I forgot I was tired, I forgot I was hungry, I forgot I was wet. I opened it and there it was, finally, after waiting. So it was in 1990, I think, 1989, 1990. And like you said, I think I paid at the time $50. It's not, this is one that I will keep. I don't care if I don't, because it reminds me to that moment where I ordered without knowing, sending a postal money order to someone I didn't know, waiting for weeks and finally getting it. Is the emotional attachment you have to certain records.
Do it
back in the days of I'm on a boat,
licking the envelopes and sending out money orders and just waiting.
That's right. That's right.
That's good stuff, man. That is good.
It's just crazy. I'll
let's show some more cool stuff.
I take some of my promotional stuff because it's not really tied up with a certain album, some of the stuff. So I'll take it on my vinyl and I'll just put it on the back.
Ah,
Right.
beautiful.
Like
Yeah,
the calendar and stuff like that.
very
Yeah.
nice.
So I
Very
don't-
hard to find.
So,
Yeah, very, very hard to find.
what do you think what in y'all's professional opinions would that calendar be worth on its own?
Are you asking me?
Both of you.
I don't
Oh.
see them come up that often, but I don't know. I
Come
could
on.
easily see you asking 300 to 500 for one.
Okay, 300 to 500. That's what I thought.
Maybe even more. You can get it,
There's
depending
one-
on the day.
Depending on the day, depending who really wants it, it
Yeah.
could go. It could go quite high.
There's one on
Yes.
eBay right now.
Is
Oh
that,
yeah.
What's it at? Is it a buy it now?
It's a buy it now.
Is it Japan Trader?
I don't know. No, it's not Japan Trader.
Well, how much is it now that you've spilled the beans?
$700. But it's but it's with the a complete originals from Japan.
Okay, it's still a little bit overpriced in my
It's
humble opinion,
overpriced in
but
my opinion too. Yeah, I sent him a message and asked him if he would sell it away from the record for $400, and he said no.
wow, really?
So
So he's asking seven.
$700 for the whole package. I think
Well,
if you can find it. I'm not going to tell you where to find it. I mean, I'm still going to try to get the damn thing.
So then,
And purchase.
so another one that I take then, and I'll put the sticker sheet on the back.
nice.
Great. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So again, those two items are not tied to any records. Now this is explained in the books, right, Alan?
Correct.
Those aren't really tied to any items. That was just they came out at a certain period of time, and if you purchased any certain record in a record store, they could give that to you, right?
Correct. Mostly for the best way to describe that sheet of stickers, that red sheet of stickers, is what it was a promotional. It was a gift to commemorate the tour of '77.
Right.
So it came out mid-March. So probably for 6 months in March, from April to October. So most of the time it's found in the originals or in Love Gun.
Yeah.
Right.
Or in any LP that was reissued for the tour. So the Destroyer with the VIP OB, Dressed to Kill with the VIP OB, Alive with the VIP OB. And a friend of mine told me he got it when he bought the Shout It Out Loud single. So it was a point of purchase gift at record stores when you bought Kiss albums for a few months in '77. Yeah.
Right. Excellent.
However, the calendar you showed is a lot harder to find.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the story is about that one.
What year is the
specifically.
calendar? Is it
77.
77, okay.
There's another Victor calendar. You're going to show it, perhaps?
Yeah, right now, actually.
He's getting there.
Okay.
Again, I'll just take a Destroyer, a Dress to Kill, and then I'll put, my,
Yeah.
Yeah.
can you
So
see
you
it?
got the smaller calendar over there.
Yeah.
Smaller Victor calendar and the,
Credit card size.
It's great.
Beautiful.
Excellent stuff.
The other thing about the Japanese vinyl, especially, is just the shape that it's always in. It's just in mind-blowing shape. I mean, gosh, you order something from Japan and you didn't even have to argue about what they think what shape it's in, or it's got a little quarter ding or something, and you open it up and it cracks like it would after you got it at a record store. It still has the smell like it should. It's incredible.
It's like those guys bought records over there and never played them.
It's amazing.
Joe, two different versions,
Yeah.
Yes.
and they're both dead mint.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Both dead mint.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
honestly, my Japanese vinyl is the cleanest vinyl that I have out of everything
By
else.
far.
By
Yeah.
far.
Oh, yeah. And yet you'll take something from South America that smells like it has been in a mold box for 100 years, and it's peeling off, but you'll die for that stuff because that's it's just the humidity and the different
That's the reason why they're rare.
Yeah.
Because They've fallen apart.
But the stuff from Japan comes in like it has just come off the press in 1978 to your house. You know, it's amazing.
That is so true. I remember getting my first copy of Destroyer with the poster. When I got it, I thought I went back to 76. It would not have been in a better shape in 76 straight out of the record store. I was my mind was I was just blown away. It was very early on in my collecting days, and I just could not believe how clean and perfect it was.
And if you found something in that shape from the U.S. or South America or Mexico, you would go, "That's fake." You would never believe it. You know, you would say, "Oh, that's a bootleg, or somebody's made that up." You know.
Joe, every one of my posters in my albums, I can shave with them. That's how sharp the corners are.
And you do from time to time, from what I understand.
Demonstrate that, please, John.
So then I'll take another copy, and then I'll in the back I'll just throw the facsimile
nice
autographs, right?
Yeah. Do you have both?
There's two different versions of that, right?
This one here is the Japanese picture. Right, and then
that thing, price-wise, has gotten crazy. It's gotten insane for just that piece.
Yeah,
I've actually got 3 of the Japanese ones.
Yeah, might as well get 3.
Why not? Right.
I think the harder one to find is the
English
Canadian, not the American, the Canadian Victor.
Did you see Alan lean in? What?
Yeah.
Like what? You mean the English version?
Yeah,
the English
I'm messing around. The English Victor here in the corner.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And now what a lot of people don't know is that there's actually a third variation of this. And right about now, John 5 just stopped eating dinner with his wife. He's like, "Honey, quiet. There's another variation I need to find."
He's like, I feel a disturbance I feel a disturbance in the force.
I wasn't paying attention as soon as I said another variation. It was like,
yeah, right.
Rita, shut up. There's another variation I need to find out about.
Oh, J5.
All right. I think we need to get into, something that's going to lead us to something. Now,
let's go.
Yeah,
yes.
This was the first vinyl that was released in Japan, right?
Nope. The first
in the Alive. So.
The first version of Alive, correct? Yes.
Alive, right?
That's right.
And then
the first album released in real time.
Yes. And then there was an in-store promo poster only for this.
Ooh.
Maybe 20 were ever made at best?
There is an ad in an old music live that offers 20 posters to whoever wants to join the competition. I know what you're going to show. I can tell you I had one in my hands once, and the second or third time I saw it, it sold for an incredible amount of money. It's a beautiful piece. Please show it to us.
Here's what's insane to me about this before we show it. 20? What sense does that make? That doesn't make, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, first of all, you're right, and it's probably not the definitive number, but in Japan,
as long as I have one, I don't care that they only make.
I heard the number is 20,000. I don't know.
Let me just say. Let me just say that it's the first time it's mentioned or appears in a magazine is September 1975. So Kiss has just started distribution in Japan. They started July. So the promotion has just started. No one's ever heard of these guys. Mm-hmm. They're not the top priority at Victor Musical Industries by any means. They're a second thought. They're an afterthought. They look weird. Nobody knows them. So we don't really know if there were only 20, but definitely not many were made.
Right.
So
All right.
I covered a couple of the corners just to protect myself, that on purpose. But can we see it?
Right. Bring it forward. Come towards the camera. In the center.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
Beautiful shot.
What's down at the bottom?
I put 2 stickers to cover the corners so that you can't see what's there.
Fair enough.
Just to protect it.
Got it.
Yep.
Fair enough.
We got it?
That it.
Very cool.
Fantastic.
Looks good. Yep.
Beautiful.
So, approximately 20 copies of that. And one of them is sitting in John Hadjis' house.
I know where another one is sitting. And
Strid have one of them?
Pardon me?
Does Strid have one?
No, I think it's a bit up north in Finland.
Okay, fair enough.
Victorian.
Yes.
Yeah. I've only known of 3. There could be more, obviously. Like, I don't know it all, but, when you talk to people, you ask certain questions. Me and Alan always ask the same questions to people because, we're leaning towards the same things, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's insane that you have that you own that, John. That's insane.
Yeah, for me, that was definitely one of my gems. Definitely.
How hard is J5 trying to get that out of your fingers?
I don't even know if J5
knows that you have
knows of it.
Want me to edit this out?
So the one
he knows that it's never leaving my collection. I've turned down Gene Simmons on items.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really.
It's a long story, but through 6 degrees of separation, one of our friends reached out to me and said, "Hey man, there's this lady that contacted me looking for certain stuff," and he looked at the list that she gave him and he goes, yeah, the stuff you're asking for is next to impossible. She goes, "I don't know one guy that might have that stuff." So she goes, "Oh, can you put me in contact with him?" So he reaches out to me and he goes, "This lady wants to talk to you." So I said, "What does she want?" She goes, "Well, she wants to ask you some questions." So he forwards me her information and then the list of the items that she was looking for. And I looked at the list and I go, who the fuck is asking for these items, right? Because they were specific and they were hard to find items. They were like, they're not like a lunchbox or a trash can.
Sure.
So she reaches out to me. She goes, "I'm looking for the stuff on this list." And I go, "Yeah, I have it." And she goes, "Oh my God, that's fantastic. I'd like to buy it." And I go, I'm sorry, I've never mentioned that it was for sale. So long story short, we're going back and forth. And she goes, "We're filming a show and we need to buy this stuff to make the show. Otherwise I can't do it." And I go, "Well, it's not for sale." And then she goes to me, she goes, "All right." She goes, "I didn't want to do it." She goes, "I'm going to drop the bomb on." She goes, "We're looking to buy this stuff for Gene Simmons." And I go, "Good luck to you and good luck to Mr. Simmons." I go,
who's that?
yeah. I go, "It's nothing personal." I go, "But Gene sold off all this stuff at the Butterfield's auction. Now he wants to buy some of it back. Doesn't make sense to me."
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, so it's not the monetary value. Like, it doesn't make me happy that staring at this stuff makes me happy, right?
Right.
And that's what we've talked about many times on the show. What makes you happy. However we collect, whatever you collect, whatever you're doing within the Kiss collecting world, whatever makes you happy, it's cool.
Yep, that's all there is to it, really.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy.
Jason, you can plug into things because I'm not going to open them. So the Rock and Roll Over is complete. It's got the poster inside. Fantastic poster. I think the Rock and Roll Over came folded, and I've also seen rolled versions of it. Right?
Well, yes. Someone came up with this idea, and I think it perfectly made sense. It was rolled if you bought a cassette.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
interesting.
You're right.
That's a good
makes
point.
sense.
Never thought of that.
I never thought of that.
And the other posters as well.
Folded 900 times to get it that big, right?
That's a very rare
That would
edition.
be a Nicholas Buckland move.
That's
That's fold it or shave it down to size, right?
right. The other posters the other posters as well. that were inserts within the Japanese vinyl, those came rolled, all of them as well, or do we only think Rock and Roll Over is the only one?
I personally know that Rock and Roll Over came folded and rolled.
Mm-hmm.
I personally know Love Gun came folded and rolled because I have one of each.
Okay.
The Alive 2, and now fans are going to go crazy and we're going to get the hate mail down here, came folded.
No way. No way. No way. No.
Machine folded.
No.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Alan says no.
I refuse to believe that.
And it came rolled.
Yes, of course it came rolled.
Of course it came
And
rolled.
it came folded.
I don't believe that at all.
Machine folded, Alan.
Yeah, but why
That's wow! It just blew my mind.
You're gonna have to take that out and show us a little closer.
Which, the poster?
Yeah. It's machine.
I don't.
Yes.
And if it was machine, that's just.
He's not saying what machine though. He's got a poster folder in his back room.
I wish I had the enthusiasm to do stuff like that, but I don't. I don't have that dirtbag move in me, you know.
That's right.
So you think, Alan, that the Alive 2 promo poster was never folded?
Let's just put it that way, and it will go back to the discussion we had. I have never seen it. I guess I'm going to have to be open to something new. Like we said, it was never a science. There was never a way to say there's. By looking at what's available and what I've seen, and I think many of us have seen over the decades, there's never been a folded one. But again, I guess we're about to see one right now.
Looks pretty.
Drum rolls, please.
Easy.
Like, why in the hell am I doing this?
What if it's a Bay City Rollers poster?
Well, then I'll send it to you.
Yeah. You'll send it to Gene Simmons.
When's the last time you had this unfolded, John?
I have not unfolded it for a long time because you know what? I've always thought that I would find a rolled one so that I never have to unfold the folded one.
Holy.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you get one of those folds close to the camera?
I mean, there's no way anybody
To
did
me-
that by hand. Yeah,
It looks pretty machine to me.
Amazing.
Amazing, and it doesn't make any sense to me. As big as.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Do you think that would have been? Do you think that would have been a record company thing, as like a promo? Like, we're going to send some of these out to certain people, and we're going to fold them up and throw them in there, and
An envelope or something like that.
Right.
We need to mail these out.
Right,
Kinda
exactly.
like we get, you see some of the press kits have
Sure.
some of the American posters in there
Right.
that are just kind of, you know.
advanced. Yeah, like an advanced. That's probably right. I was going to say I wanted to check on some of the promo stuff, saying if buying the cassettes got you also a poster, and I suppose it would, but it goes back to what we said. You know, it's never been an exact science about those.
Right.
It's amazing. Thank you for showing this. It's
That was great, John.
I absolutely love it.
So we've seen two fake items tonight: the calendar poster and now the folded Alive 2 promo poster.
Yes.
If you're keeping track at home, that's two fake items.
Fake.
And the double platinum
Yeah.
with the extra.
Beautiful. Yeah.
You'll put the poster up there. You're not going to make me unfold every poster, are you?
No. That was an interesting discussion because.
Okay. You know, let's go back to something that I forgot to show. The Alive cassette.
Stuff is great. Yeah, it's amazing.
If you look on the back,
Yeah, I know.
it's the poster that we showed.
Interesting.
Poster, right?
But it's in black and white. You know,
Yes.
the poster that first poster for Victor is you can't find that photo in color
Yeah.
many places. It's in a lot of promo material in the early magazines, in black and white from Victor. Obviously, they didn't have real, actual, original Kiss photos. It's everywhere in black and white, but the quality of the color of the print of the poster is absolutely unique.
Yes.
Now let's be clear. When we're talking about promo items, are we talking about items that the record company sent, like they do in the U.S., to radio stations, to record stores, those kinds of things? Or is this are these considered presents that came along with, if you bought it at a certain time? Because I know there's some differentiation with some of that stuff. So let's sort of clear that up for the collectors.
Usually Japanese stuff was called point of purchase stuff. That was like you purchased an album and you got
something with it.
A gift.
A premium,
Some of those posters that we were talking about are actually only in-store promo posters. So they were given to the record stores, and then the record store would put it up only in the record store as a, hey, guys, we're selling Kiss items, right?
Right.
Yes.
So there are the gifts or the presents that came along with a point of purchase additional item, or there's the quote-unquote promo stuff as we know it in the U.S. that came for a promotional item for the store.
Yeah, the POP stuff, the point of purchase stuff in the U.S. was almost non-existent for Kiss.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
We got some stuff later on, in later editions and stuff like that. But yeah, there's almost no point of purchase. I don't think there's any point of purchase for any American.
No.
Is there? Yeah.
Not really.
So, it's interesting.
So the Love Gun Joe was another one that the poster we know for a fact came machine folded, which I have one in here, and then I have a rolled one that I bought that was dead mint. And you know how some people talk about the market doesn't get affected by fakes. The Love Gun poster, the very first one that I bought that was rolled cost me $700.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I gladly paid. The guy had it at a Buy It Now, and I didn't even think twice. I just clicked and bought it because you didn't see them that often.
Mm-hmm.
But now, remember years ago, Alan, they were counterfeited, and some collectors didn't know. Like there is some telltale signs on some of them, especially the one that we consider to be the Rocket Ride singles release, because his Casablancas on the corners were the wrong color to fit the 4 individual members. Then the one that where Gene's eating the cherry tart, that's been counterfeited a lot. When I bought that the cherry tart one that Gene's eating, it cost me a lot of money back then. And I tell you, the poster was not mint, but you just never ever saw those pop up. Never saw.
Yeah, I was going to say that one of my first eBay sale where I had over, it would have been 2001, I had over 40 or 50 bids, and there was a little torch that came as an icon back then, was when I put on sale the Love Gun poster that no one had seen before.
Yeah.
And it went over $500 at the time. Yeah.
I paid $700 for that one.
And like Joe said earlier, once you know about stuff, people are starting to look for it.
Right.
Like the originals too. Like we were saying, 30 years ago I remember a store in Sweden selling it for $500.
Right.
It was the holy grail of Kiss vinyl from Japan. The obi, the masks. It was just the perfect thing on vinyl, and they wanted $500 for it. And once people started to know more about it, and things opened and all that, people started putting them on sale. I remember once when I think it was around the farewell tour, a lot of people were selling Kiss stuff in Japan. I ended up with, I think I had 4 originals to complete at home, because people were selling it. People were demanding it. It just became like you said, you can buy one every weekend on eBay now.
Right. It still sells. It still sells.
Well, that's another thing about scarcity and rarity, though, too. Like if a white double platinum or a Lo Mayor de Kiss, like if those show up, I'm sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. What were we just talking about? Just lost my train of thought.
Scarcity.
Oh, the fact that people will then, if people have it, they'll put it up on eBay immediately because they'll say, "Oh, this one just went for $1,300 or $800."
Right.
When you see something go for big money and none others show up, then you know that then you know that it's extremely rare.
Right.
Yeah. Another thing that why the originals too is still popular is because the desirability. It's not even rare.
100%.
We kind of established that.
Yeah.
100%.
The promo says that 50,000 copies were made, which is probably not true. I would probably say half.
Yeah.
Because Japan, Victor admitted that they were always, hyping too much.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So let's say 25,000 copies. So it's not that rare record, but people want it because of the masks, because of the unique cover. So that also keeps the demand high because they love the object. They don't really care how rare it is.
Yeah.
Alan, at one point, and I'll try and find it because I remember how I told you I was reorganizing some magazines, Jason. I found a couple of my Frank Caraglio catalogs. Yeah. At one point, there's Originals 2 listed at $550 on Frank's, and there is a Kiss first album test pressing at $300.
Oh wow, that is insane!
And the only reason I'm saying that, because if we go to Backstage Auctions right now, he's got a test pressing starting at $4,000.
I saw it,
and it's I have a feeling it's going to sell.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah. So there was an Originals 2 at $550, and there was a first test pressing at $300.
Yeah.
Well, and
there you go.
How desirable it was back then.
Right. Well, and if you think of Best of Kiss, what did that just sell for? Was that 37 or 40?
Four and change.
So 4 and change. And you think there's a chance that more of those pop up. But the first record test pressing, you're like, God, how many others are out there other than maybe in collectors' hands? So you would think that should be exponentially more expensive.
I think Sanjay, didn't he buy, was it Alan Mooney's? Didn't he have a copy?
I don't know if he still. I don't know if he still has that. I know he had it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sanjay still has it or not. Sanjay, if you're watching, tell us if you still have that.
Test pressing or a
test pressing.
Yeah.
First album.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got. I think he's got a Peter Criss solo album test pressing too. I think, but I'm not 100% sure.
One of my buddies has a first album acetate.
Right.
So those are just as
well, the acetates are way rarer than the test press.
Yeah. No, I mean, how we're talking about popping up.
And exponential value. Like you would think that a Kiss test pressing, first record test pressing, should be 4 or 5 times more expensive than a Best of Kiss, because who knows? There could be that quote unquote warehouse find, or we could finally find out where some of them are, and that could level that playing field. But you would always think that a test pressing would either hold that value or stay in that, or go up from there,
Sure.
I think I talked about it with Jason before. About 15 years ago, I passed on a Best of Kiss at $1,200.
Oh,
don't do that again, all right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll get the chance.
Joe immediately.
But you want to know something? I mean, I knew it was rare because I knew it was a mail order, right?
Right.
And the guy wouldn't budge from the price either. And I looked at the track listing. You all know the track listing. Mm-hmm. As far as I'm concerned, it's a weak track listing.
Sure.
I appreciate
it's a weak
that it's
cover.
rare. I love that it's rare.
No, it's a weak cover. You can say that again.
Yeah. It's all awful. Having said that, I'll take one.
I'm glad Alan said it instead of me.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
I'll say it all day long.
Diplomatic, but that being said, I'd still like to get it. So At $1,200, I'll take one. At foreign change, I'll pass.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm never going to get a chance at it.
So if it's my turn to look and feel silly, there was one in a store in Tokyo for the equivalent of $900 20 years ago, and I just laughed my ass off out of the store, saying,
There's no way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
this guy's crazy.
but you know, it's what makes you happy, right?
Yeah.
We're going back to that.
Yeah,
I guess having a record that is valued and can be sold at $3,000-$4,000 can make you happy, but at the same time, you're probably happier to look at Rock and Roll Over from Taiwan or from Argentina.
Sure.
And you that's personally what I always wanted to buy stuff that made me happy and that I liked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's that's why I've, for example, never collected the yellow obi collection. I never found it attractive. To me, the vinyl LPs is the original printing. So to each his own.
Yeah.
Speaking of test pressings, have we ever seen any Japanese test pressings?
I have yes.
Yes?
Yes. And
Not of singles of
no,
fully.
I know.
Okay.
It went on an auction. I was bidding on it, and I was outbid by our good friend Arjen in the Netherlands for Creatures of the Night.
Oh wow!
Mm.
Yeah, it was very nice piece.
How long ago was that?
A year or two ago.
Oh really?
Yeah. It was really nice, and like you said, you don't see them very often.
Yeah.
So that was a very cool one for a cool album also.
Very interesting.
I've got
Yeah.
a white label originals from Japan. Not
Yes, that
Yep.
that is my probably second favorite. Promo, right? White label promo of the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah,
Yes.
It seems like that, white label promos, especially of the Victor stuff, pops up, fairly
Yeah.
regularly.
Yeah, you can.
The rarest one is the originals for
Sure.
sure. That one you don't see often.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Remember how Alan was talking about finding stuff from the fan club and things like that?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy how the fan clubs in Japan at one point had between 2,000 and 3,000 members.
Actually, in 1978 they had 10,000.
Really?
But I'm talking starting when they started. Some of them started early. There was fan clubs in 75, no?
Yes, that
Yeah,
one. Yes,
yeah.
that one started, but by 78,
progression,
by the second tour, they went up to 10,000.
Yeah.
And
That's
the guy that
insane.
was running it, I met, and said that it was just impossible to follow because they didn't have computers.
Yeah.
Everything was by hand,
Yeah.
Right.
and it went out of control. And he stopped.
And
Yeah.
Japan was one of the only countries that would actually put Kiss concerts in the theaters. Remember?
That's right. They had what they called film concert. Film concert that was
Yeah.
called. Basically, a bit like conventions or expos. And the most amazing thing is they had two in 1975. I'm going to say that again. In 1975, the Kiss Japan fan club organized two Kiss conventions in Tokyo.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
And they were showing they were backed, of course, by Victor. So they what they were showing was Come On and Love Me, Rock and Roll Over films.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yes.
What did they have?
And there was later on there was posters that promoted the show.
Oh,
yes, that I know what you're referring to. Are you going to show it?
Yeah, we're gonna show. it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my
So-
God.
We're gonna
So
show.
what I wanted to, as a preamble perhaps, is that after Kiss came, of course they were very popular, but VCRs were not very widespread yet. We're talking 77. So what fans would do and what companies would do, they would hire a big-ish hall and put chairs, put a screen, and play a video film, and one of them was, of course, the Kiss, the Don Kirshner and the Rock and Roll All Night and all that. And later on, they added the Young Music Show, so you could almost see a Kiss concert anywhere in Japan on those small theaters and small city hall conventions, because people were just dying and craving to see live acts, even though of course they couldn't be live, but they were more than happy to pay, I think it was 250 yen to sit in a small theater for an hour and a half and seeing videos of Kiss, and of course other bands too, but we're talking about Kiss right now.
Sure.
and they would promote it with this poster.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Very
Look at
cool.
that.
Yeah.
John, kind of hold it up and tilt it forward a little bit, because there we go. Well, the computer screen's got it, but that is fantastic.
In Japan Kiss in Japan film concert. Yeah.
Now is that official? That's an official Victor printed poster.
No.
Oh, it's
it's
a fan club bootleg poster. Then.
It was printed to promote those events.
Got it. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they could get away with a lot of things back then.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, who's policing
Awesome.
that back
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredible, John.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going
Did you
on
get
an
it
hour.
from me? Did you get that one from me, John? I forgot.
What were you about to say, Joe?
I was saying we're going on an hour and a half. Let's maybe think about, maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 more pieces or some other really elite stuff. I don't know if Alan, if you have anything you want to show, or if John, you want to keep rolling.
I'm here to watch. I'm here to see the next poster that John's gonna come out.
That I'm saving for you for last. We'll show a couple movies.
We can always do.
We'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
We can always do part 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No. I want to see it. I want to see it.
No.
Today, I promise. I'm going to show 2 more things. So,
Right.
if you bought Creatures of the Night,
Yeah.
I mean, you can find it today, for $50-$60. But if you get the treats, it starts to increase in value, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get all the treats that are there, and then if you get the super treat,
Oh,
then
fantastic.
it brings it into the thousands.
It's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Alan, how
So
many?
just this is a clipboard. It also comes with a sheet of stickers, and the third premium was the picture label that is of course covered here by that magazine ad.
Yeah.
Yes. The clipboard is also a holy grail for sure.
You just never see that. That never comes up. Ever.
I know, Alan, one of your friends had one.
Yeah.
I know 3
Then-
people that have one.
Then my friend Simon had one, but he sold his to J5.
Yeah,
So that's just a movement from one to another.
And bought a BMW with it.
And then we were asking Neil. If Neil has one, Neil, let us know. I don't know if he has one.
I think Neil has one.
Yeah. So
That was my third. So
Yeah,
I was thinking Neil had one. So it's incredible, man. So how long have you had that, John?
I don't know, at least 15 to 20 years, but I
Okay.
knew how rare it was back then.
Sure.
I had to make the move on it because I never thought I'd get another chance at it.
Yeah, but
And
the point. Sorry, Alan. I was going to say
no, go ahead.
quickly. The point being, if whatever, I won't ask you what you paid for it, but whatever you paid for it then, it would be exponentially, unbelievably more expensive now.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows the rarity. Everybody, most people didn't even know that thing existed 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
the hardcore guys knew. The hardcore.
of course, the hardcore guys knew.
Yeah.
But so, what were you gonna say, Alan?
As an anecdote or as trivia, one of the reasons these are so rare, the Creatures of the Night, was that the import came out much earlier than the Japanese version. So real fans wanted the album, so they bought the US import. And the reason the Japanese company makes all those premiums is because they say, please wait for the Japanese version because you will have a poster, you will have stickers and all that. And if you couldn't wait or didn't want to wait, you bought the US import, and then you wouldn't buy the Japanese premium, which was sometimes more expensive too, but then makes perhaps the reason why, especially Creatures of the Night is, and those clipboards and those stickers are extremely rare these days, is that people just bought the US import.
Right.
And do we think they were less of them made, generally speaking, than some of those earlier sort of gifts or point-of-purchase presents that people got? Because it seems strange to me that, the stickers, for instance, would be as rare as they are, because you would think those are easy for people to put inside of a record and, and hold on to for years and years, right? You get it, you put it in the record, and that's it. You can see the clipboard being a thing that, goes on a desk. Where do you put it? What do you do with it? And then years later, Mom throws it away, or you throw it away because you don't care anymore. But
that's right.
The stickers you would think should be more,
That's
available.
True.
So it's strange to know why those are
still hard to find the stickers.
That's what
it's
he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, why is that the case? It doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, like he's asking, did they just make less of those promotional materials? Did they press less records? Because
well, like Alan said, the Creatures had come out the U.S. version, right? So
I get that.
Probably held back on releasing
the Elder sold well in Japan. Then with Killers and Creatures of the Night, beautiful, nice plastic bag. I don't often say that, but when I do.
And
wow.
Yes. Oh man,
hard to find out.
I have another anecdote about this. The first one I bought was an auction. The guy, it was so long ago, he didn't even have a photo. He just said Kiss badge, 1,000 yen. That's $10.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just took a risk and I said, I'm gonna get a Kiss badge for $10, and it was that one.
And do you still have it?
Which is the No, I do not.
How it is to find that badge. Jason,
I do.
You'll put the goodies that come in.
Quit trying to give me more work, John. But yes, I'll do that.
All right. A couple more, then I'll show what Alan wants to see, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right.
Cool.
Joe's got to go to bed.
I know.
Is it coming? Is that what you're?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Right, so.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is another tough piece. You're looking at probably a $600 or $700 at least piece of plastic bag there.
Yeah.
Yep. The vinyl beach bag promo for Killers.
Do you have two of those? Do you have two of those, John?
Of that bag, no. Only one.
Yeah, you know. Never hurts to ask.
All right, so then, obviously, if I could only have one set of picture discs in my entire life,
yeah, buddy.
It's that one. Mm-hmm.
That I do have.
Just looking at these,
Do you have two now? Behind you, you have the solo album box. The box. Do you have two boxes to put your picture disc?
Just one. I should have bought the second one.
Do you, Alan? I want two boxes as well.
Yeah, I have two boxes.
I've got one. I should have bought two so that I could put my.
I'm gonna try to
put
get
my solo albums in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk around.
But we'll see. I'm sure one will pop up.
Oops.
Oops.
Ooh.
You all right?
I just went and grabbed my two boxes.
Nice.
Yeah, Alan's smart.
How often do you see those out in the wild over there, Alan?
The boxes?
Yeah. Ever?
Yeah. They will go for a hefty price.
They come up.
Yeah.
Not as often, but they do come up.
Yeah.
Another hard one to find is the first album on cassette.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Right? Really hard one to find.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
and then we'll.
Since we're on hard to find stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
Lord.
Solo
Nicholas will have a
folios.
heart attack.
Yeah, those are hard. I've got a Paul.
But
Yeah.
well, also this one, which is cool.
Yes.
That's amazing. That
And,
looks so cool.
This one, Creatures
For
of the Night.
all of you people listening to the show, Alan is now showing folios,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Song folios.
Yeah,
His
songbooks, yeah.
Yep,
This is
songbooks,
Creatures of the
folios.
Night. This is Alive 2. And this is the Paul Stanley solo, which
Yeah,
is...
the solos are exceedingly hard to find, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Same with
I-
solo cassettes now.
Sure.
You know, another anecdote. Oh my God, the first time I sold Ace Frehley solo song folio, I thought maybe it was on your group. A guy asked me if I had made it, because he had never seen it before. He didn't know where it was. He was wondering if I had custom made this box of Ace Frehley from Japan. I said, no, this is the original song folio score sheets of because it was so mint. Again,
Right.
it was just absolutely perfect condition.
So Pablo hit it with Counterfeit and closed the thread.
That's what Pablo does. Counterfeit. Turn to
right.
counterfeit.
Yeah.
So, well, the last item we'll show, and then everybody can get back to things. And to tell you the honest truth, the only reason, like these three posters that I've shown tonight, I really don't share. I don't, because
You just share
they're
them.
so rare, and I just keep it in my small group. And Alan's known about them forever because I've bought from him, for over 20 years. I've been buying stuff from Alan too, right? And when he was putting his first book together, he reached out to me and he goes, I'm putting my book together and I need some stuff. And he goes to me, you got the 78 poster? And I go, I do. And he goes, can I put it in the book? I go, I don't usually share that. I go, but because you're such a good buddy, I go, I'll send you part of it, but I won't give you all of it. He's like, please, I'll put it on the side and this and that. And I'm like, Alan, I go, you know how impossible it is to find that one, right? So
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I sent him a picture of the top half, and if you look in his book, the one that's just like the top half, that's my poster.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'd like to add before to build up momentum. I first saw this poster when I first went to the US in 1989. I didn't know what I was looking at, but it was a beautiful poster in the store. I just remembered a very cool photo of Kiss from 77, 78 with Japanese writing. I had no idea what it was, and very bright, vivid, amazing colors. And it was on sale for, I think, $250, which at the time in 89 was insane for a poster.
Absolutely.
I had, I think, maybe $100 to spend. It was my first introduction to Kiss collecting. I bought the Paul Mego doll. I bought magazines. There was no way I would spend that much money on a poster. And I never saw it again for decades. When I started making the book, I was looking for as much as I could of, memorabilia and ephemera. And I asked everyone, do you have a photo of the 1978 Kiss Budokan concert poster? And everybody told me, it doesn't exist. I've never seen it. It doesn't exist. I was like, no. I have seen it. I know it exists. I just want a picture. I just want a picture for it. And I reached out to John and he said, yeah, I have it. And I was like, oh my God, can I have a picture? He said, no. I said, can I?
No, Mr. Simmons, you may not. Thank you.
He broke my heart. Said, can I have a partial photo? He said, no. Can I have, and so we went back and forth, and I totally understood. I had absolutely no, bad feelings.
I told him I'll give you other stuff. I'll go.
Yeah.
And
he did take a picture, a partial picture of one side, and I put it on one side of the book, just to illustrate that it exists. It's there. I've seen it. I had seen it, and of course he has it, and we're going to see it right now, and I can't wait.
And before you show it, John, you can go ahead and grab it or whatever.
Yes.
And to be clear, the reason why a lot of high-end collectors are secretive about these types of rare items, of course, in my view, is that we don't want counterfeiters figuring out what these things look like so they can go out there and print more of them and destroy the value.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason. Yeah.
Like, even when I share some of this stuff with, like, you know how some people say, well, you know, John would know or Thing would know. The reason I know is because when Alan confides in me on something, he knows that when he tells me not to share it, he knows 100% it's never going to leak from me.
Sure.
So that's why other collectors that are in that small circle that trust each other, like people say, oh, well, Thing, you know, something like this there's a 1% chance of this showing up on eBay. It's by accident, somebody passed away, and the family's selling their collectibles and doesn't know that exists.
Correct.
The other 99% is already spoken for through the underworld, that 1% of the 1% of collectors that have already called dibs amongst themselves on certain items. And that's why stuff like this doesn't miraculously show up that often.
Right.
And same with certain posters or other vinyl that we're talking about.
Any of it.
Yeah, sure.
So
Well, if it's any consolation, John, tens of people will see this.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Tens of people.
All 11 viewers will be out there. Very excited.
And everybody has turned it off.
I'm going to call my mom and dad and tell them to watch it, so that will be up to 13.
And they'll say, as long as Joe's not on it, we'll...
Holy shit, look at that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Beautiful. Love it.
Hold on.
Absolutely love it.
I would love it if Alan said,
screen.
that's not the poster I remember.
No, that's totally the poster I remember.
That's amazing.
The turquoise blue and the pink and the yellow is just...
Is that so that's a flat poster, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, this is a Udo poster to promote the extra date at the Budokan, the 5th show at the Budokan 1978. So the first 4 sold out. They added another one, and this is the poster advertising Kiss in Japan, Kiss in Tokyo, and the new date added, and just amazing piece.
Do we have any idea how many of those exist out in the elite circles?
I have
in
2
existence,
other friends that I know that own them.
So that's 3.
States.
Yeah. You know, Udo put together an exhibition of Kiss. They didn't have that one. So that just tells you how incredibly rare it is.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
One is in Florida, one is in Detroit, one is Toronto. Those are the people that I know. So if anybody else owns one, then that would be a 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Oh, I know one in Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills?
Yep.
Gene Simmons?
Yeah. It was in his one of his scrapbooks folded.
It'd be Washington State now, sir. He's moving. So.
That's right. Yeah. He had one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
4.
gentlemen, that was fantastic.
It's amazing that we're still seeing stuff that, that most of us commoners haven't seen. It's amazing. Very cool.
Thank you, John, for pulling all these out
for sharing all
for
that
today.
No, I mean, honestly, if I wasn't speaking with Alan on Wednesday night, I wouldn't have done it. We just back and forth, and we're like, let's just do it.
I've been begging him for months. Next time you're a guest on their show, please show that poster. Please show that poster.
I did promise you that I would. I'm actually
yes, you did
it together.
John, I'm honored that you showed it on the show, man. That's really something else. I appreciate it.
I mean, I covered up parts of it. I mean, there is some photos of those out there, but you just don't see them.
Yeah.
And,
Send me a scan.
Aside from them being in Alan's book, you don't see them.
Right. That's amazing. Do we have enough to do a part 2 at some point in time?
Dude, I got part 2. I got another 2 hours just sitting here on the side. I could do 2 hours right now.
We'll do it. We
could
love
talk
it. I
for-
mean, we
I could
we
talk
love
for
seeing
hours.
this kind of stuff. It's,
I
especially
could
this stuff.
easily do another 2 hours right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Very
well,
cool.
let's try to book it. We'll do it again, and we'll show the rest of it if you want to.
Yeah,
And we'll do a part 2. I mean, we can't have a 4-hour show.
3 hours and 57 minutes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think this was a good drop off point. And, now that I've showed that poster, it's downhill in my life. There's nothing left. There's nothing left.
Okay.
On a much smaller scale, there is a poster included in the book Kiss in Japan.
Yeah.
It's folded, but of course I have as the print proof the only rolled one
Oh, nice.
that I got from the printer for color
So cool.
color check. So yeah, that's a Bob Gruen photo, and I kind of tried to emulate the concert poster with the dates underneath and all that.
I love it.
I went for the bootleg from the 70s kind of feel for that,
Yeah.
in case people are wondering.
So just to circle back, tell people where they can buy the book. Let
Yes,
them- email address, all that good stuff.
Kiss in Japan, second edition. Please email me at balish@gmail.com, BALISH@gmail.com, and I'll give you all the info on how to get a copy or two. Thank you.
I'll also have the details in the description below, and probably everywhere I post the show.
Thank
when
you.
we put it out. And
Not
Guys.
because he's my friend, but it's everything that he's put out has just been fantastic, man.
I agree
Just
totally.
been fantastic.
Thank you.
I agree
It
totally.
is, and I can't wait till mine arrive in the mail. Hopefully
I hope it arrives soon. Yes.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thanks for sharing that. That was a fantastic episode. I enjoyed every moment
Thank
of
you.
it. And if that is it, guys, we will see you on the next one.
Okay, have a great night.
Bye.
Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not. This is Kiss My Collectibles podcast, but you know that.